Trevor strikes back. It was a crisp autumn morning on Sodor. As the morning sun rose in the sky, the streets of Farquhar village were filled with a familiar chugging. Trevor was on his way to the brewery near the station by the river. As he rounded a corner, he was greeted by an excitable honk. "Hello, old-timer," said Bertie. "What brings you around here?" "One of the brewery's lorries had a terrible accident the other day," explained Trevor. "Repairs are to take some time, so the manager asked the vicar if they could borrow me to make deliveries. I don't think his reverence was too pleased about lending me to a brewery," chuckled Trevor, "but I haven't had much work lately, and he agreed it would be a good chance for me to stretch my wheels." "Ah," said Bertie, "good to have you around our part of the island. Good luck, and who knows, you might end up a television star," Bertie called as he sped away. Trevor was puzzled by Bertie's words, but continued happily towards the brewery. When he arrived, the manager was waiting. He strode over and shook Jem's hand fiercely. "Thank goodness you're here at last. We're terribly overworked at the moment. Barrels of rum need to be at the pub near Farquhar Station by 2 o'clock. They're just round the back. Off you go now." He hurried back to his office. Trevor and Jem could only chuckle as they set to work at once. Before long, Trevor was hitched to the trailer. He had only just begun to move onto the street when— "Cut!" The man with a megaphone looked at them rather crossly. "Something the matter?" drawled Jem. "We have to retake this entire shot now, all because of you. We can't afford to waste time." Trevor noticed cameras and microphones littering the sidewalk, along with actors and crews glaring at him. "What difference does it make if I'm in the shot or not?" Trevor quizzed, feeling a little nervous. "This is a modern show. Do you know the amount of letters we'd have from our viewers if a Stone Age machine rode by in the background? Right, places everyone, and get that old-fashioned thing off my set." Jem was furious as he backed Trevor away from the road. "They're making the newest episode of that Sudbury Street show," he explained to Trevor. "Waste of time and money, if you ask me. That show is pure rubbish. I don't know why people like it." The filming took place all throughout the day. Trevor was forced to take a longer, busier route. Trevor wasn't able to go particularly fast, and coupled with afternoon traffic, it was slow going. It was nearly 6 o'clock by the time Trevor reached the pub near Farquhar. The pub owner began unloading the barrels as quickly as he could. "Sorry about this, mate," Jem tried to explain. The owner harumphed and carried on angrily. Trevor felt very sad. As the week went on, things didn't improve. The filming of the show meant Trevor was late with all his deliveries. Every time, he was blamed. To make matters even worse, the manager was too busy attending to all the late complaints that Trevor had no time to inform him of what was going on. Finally, the manager spoke to him. "I have received word from the pub owner that the rum delivery was extremely late. They were forced to postpone their little Rail Ale event, and the other pubs and stores have had similar complaints, all regarding deliveries you were meant to make. Explain yourself." Trevor told the manager about the filming company and how he was forced to take a longer route. "For pity's sake," groaned the manager, pinching the bridge of his nose. I'm so sorry, sir," stuttered Trevor. "I never meant to let you down." The manager held up his hand. "No, Trevor, I should be apologising to you. I've been so busy with paperwork that I didn't even notice what was going on right next door. That film crew has been nothing but trouble ever since they arrived. They're so loud and egotistical, and now they're making my business suffer. Right, that's the last straw." He pondered for a moment. "The question is, what can we do?" Trevor had an idea. "Do we have to make any deliveries tomorrow?" "Nope, we don't work on Sundays." "Then I've got an idea," and he whispered his plan to the manager. Early next morning, the producer and his crew arrived to set up for filming. Unknown to them, Trevor was right around the corner of the pub, closely hugging the wall. Jem was crouched in his bunker, and the brewery manager stood closest to the street, listening. "Right," said the producer. "Let's get a move on. 3, 2, 1, action." The actors began speaking their lines. The brewery manager gave Trevor a thumbs up. Trevor took a deep breath and whistled as loud as he could. Everyone on set jumped in fright. No one could see Trevor, and the producer was furious. "Those stupid trains," he fumed. "Right, go again. Action!" The words had hardly left his mouth when Trevor gave another loud blast. This time the producer clued in. He followed where the sound came from. He rounded the corner and found Trevor, Jem, and the manager laughing like schoolboys. "What the... How dare you? How are we supposed to film with all the whistling from this old relic?" chuckled Trevor. "Get him out of here," fumed the director. Some of the actors tried to push Trevor out of the way. "You'll have to try harder than that," guffawed Trevor. They tried pulling him as well, but it was no good. Trevor was staying put. "Having trouble, are you?" laughed the manager. "You're in on this too?" the producer fumed. "Move him immediately, or what?" cut in the manager, stoically. I'll sue," stuttered the producer. "On what grounds? If anything, I should be suing you. You're disrupting my business." "We've got a business to run as well, you know." They argued for some time. Trevor watched, unable to resist a smirk. Quite soon Bertie arrived. "What on earth is going on here?" "See for yourself," remarked Trevor. Bertie listened to the argument. Suddenly he tooted his horn loudly, making everyone, even Trevor, jump and look his way. "You know, sir," Bertie said, addressing the manager, "film crews need permits for this sort of thing. With the way this lot conducts themselves, I'd be surprised if they didn't have one." "An excellent point, Bertie," smiled the manager. "I suppose I'll have to do some Hold on," stammered the producer. No need for that. I'm sure we can work something out." The manager chuckled. "Come into my office, and we'll make a negotiation." They walked over to the factory and went inside. The actors and crew muttered to each other, while Trevor, Jem, and Bertie just grinned. "Good on you, Bertie," chuckled Trevor. "You're a clever boss." "And jolly well done to you, Trevor," laughed Bertie. "I was over at the car park and heard you whistling. Should have seen the looks on their faces." At last they came out. "We have come to an agreement," said the producer reluctantly. "Filming for Sudbury Street has been moved, and the rest of the series will commence production next month. This means, Trevor, you'll be able to make your deliveries with, hopefully, no delays," the manager said, narrowly gazing at the defeated producer. "Hurrah!" exclaimed Trevor. His plan had worked. During the next few weeks, Trevor made his deliveries without delay. He had no more run-ins with the television crew, and the manager was most pleased with his work. "I can't thank you enough for all your help, Trevor," he said. "You got me out of a tough situation and helped take care of that pesky film crew to boot. I'll be telling the vicar what a great help you are, and I do hope I'll be able to borrow you again sometime." "My pleasure, sir," smiled Trevor. "Always happy to help." Trevor and Jem slowly made their way back to the vicarage orchard. The sun was setting and the streets were quiet. Trevor smiled broadly as he chuffed through the town. "I suppose the old relic really showed the modern crowd a thing or two," chuckled Jem. Trevor laughed in agreement. He was looking forward to telling Edward all about his endeavour, but most of all, he was looking forward to a rest in his familiar shed in the orchard. "I'll certainly cheers to that," he smiled. "With a drink of water, of course."